Alright, guys, today we're going to be reacting to what's driving Germany's far right AfD resurgence. I thought that was done for it because of the last thing that they did. I think they were trying to slide an agenda, and I think the people of Germany stopped them. But it seems that there's a resurgence, that something's coming up. I would like to hear you guys' opinion. Let's jump in on this. Let's see what's going on.
Unthinkable is happening. A nationalist, anti-immigrant, far-right party is on the rise here. Its leaders use Nazi slogans and sound like descendants of history's tyrants. It's a party at a German resort, and listen to what they're chanting.
Deutschland den Deutschen!
Deutschland for Deutsche, Germany for the Germans. These young people are singing Nazi slogans.
Is that? Oh, that's what you guys were telling me. That's the first couple words that you were not supposed to sing because they'll find you. Okay.
Ausländer raus means foreigners out. And this is the Nazi salute, a chilling example of how the far right is coming out of the shadows in Germany. The country has strict laws banning Nazi phrases, gestures, and symbols, but they're increasingly being ignored. This is Chemnitz, a former East German city known as a hub for extremists. Uwe Chubala runs Shalom restaurant here and tells me anti-Semitism that used to exist beneath the surface is now out in the open.
100%, also it's 100%.
And it's the worst it's been, he says, since the Nazi era. A pig's head marked with the Star of David was left on his doorstep, and a group of men attacked his restaurant with rocks. Violent anti-immigrant groups roamed Chemnitz, threatening and attacking people after a local man was stabbed and killed by a Syrian.
In the Second World War, it was not that long ago. Have people forgotten?
Das weiß ich nicht.
I don't know, he says. It's not just anti-Semitism. Supporters of the far right believe Germany is no longer German enough, that too many immigrants and asylum seekers have been allowed in. And a new far right party, the AfD, is capitalizing on that.
Damn, man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And a lot of these things are banned in Germany, which I think I discussed this a couple months ago about why it's important to debate these ideas, because debating these ideas you can shut them down, right? If you put them on a side, you don't give them. If you don't compete against these ideas, they develop to a bubble, and that's what has become like a huge bubble.
Formed in 2013, polling shows it's now the second most popular party in Germany.
Wow.
It's poised to win power in 3 German states and projected to make big gains in the European Parliament elections this week.
Panzerfahrzeugen geschützt werden müssen.
Its most prominent member is Björn Höcke. He's been fined for using the Nazi phrase Alles für Deutschland, everything for Germany, a motto that was engraved on stormtroopers' daggers. Höcke, a history teacher, claims he didn't know. His critics call him a straight-up Nazi.
Vertreibung von Millionen von Menschen.
Then this explosive documentary revealed a secret meeting of AfD
that's
members
what I'm talking about,
and
yeah.
known...
That's the meeting that happened, right? That's the meeting that happened, back doors, where they have their agenda regarding the immigration.
Neo-Nazis.
Are meetings of neo-Nazis in Germany common?
Neo-Nazis meet in Germany all the time, but the thing that made our investigation special is that we could show that neo-Nazis meet with high-ranking people of the AfD, of this party that pretends not to be a neo-Nazi party at all.
On the agenda, according to investigative journalists, a master plan for Germany.
And that master plan said that they want to get rid of basically everybody who has a migrant background.
And how many people were they talking about?
Millions.
The response was outrage across the country. Tens of thousands took to the streets.
That's crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know anything about German politics. I don't know how you guys handle that, but you guys can let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Either side. I want to hear you guys' opinion. Either
streets,
side.
a firewall, they said, against the far right. These two men belong to a group called Generation Identity, which Germany's domestic security agency has classified as extremist.
Patriotisch bedeutet mit.
We're just patriotic youth, they tell me.
You know what your critics say and fear, right? And that you are, in fact, neo-Nazis just with a friendlier face.
Das ist eine sehr schwere Anschuldigung.
That is a serious accusation, they say, which our critics cannot back up with evidence.
Dort eine Verbindung zu ziehen ist.
Ultimately, we want to preserve our people and our identity that has been built up for centuries, no more and no less. Not far away at Shalom Restaurant is Uwe Chubala.
Is peace in Europe guaranteed?
Damn. Man, that's a good question. Wow. She went in, huh? That is a good question. Is peace in Europe guaranteed? That is a good question.
Tja.
That is a good question.
I don't know.
We
A
don't know
country
either.
conscious of its Nazi past, now deeply anxious about the future.
After I go to university,
Anas Modamani's extraordinary story is a tale of how Germany has changed and how this one selfie changed his life. He fled the war in Syria and arrived in Germany at age 17.
wunderschöne Zeit für mich.
It was a wonderful time for me. People were so happy to welcome us. I felt very much at home.
That was 2015. Germany's Angela Merkel famously welcomed more than 1 million refugees that year, mostly Syrians. In
That's a high population. I'm not gonna lie, folks. That's high. Even the United States, this year we received 15 millions, and I don't know how we're gonna handle that. That's not okay, folks. That's too many people. You can collapse. Countries can collapse. You have to imagine. Even here in the United States, there's states that are not even 1 million inhabitants, and you bring in like 15 millions, and then here as well you bring 1 million. I can imagine 1 million people a year, man. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. 1 million refugees, 80 million people population. Damn, bro.
2022, the EU accepted 5.1 million immigrants, and Germany has taken in more than any country in Europe. So many, Berlin's enormous Tempelhof airport, where Hitler held huge rallies and which later became a lifeline for West Berlin during the Cold War, was turned into a shelter to house them. Meant to be temporary, 9 years later, 1,500 people from 20 countries still live here.
I want to change my life.
Asan Sisi arrived 4 months ago from Sierra Leone. He shares this shipping container with 3 other men.
And what do you hope to find in Germany?
Yeah, it's opportunity, and I know I will make it in life.
It won't be easy. The mood has hardened. Immigration is a huge economic pressure, and recent polling shows 86% of Germans are worried about it. Far-right groups such as Generation Identity are seizing on that.
Komplexere Geschichte. Wir haben in Deutschland.
We have in Germany and in Europe a migration crisis.
Their solution? Remigration, forcing people to go back where they came from and not allowing others in. They hired this boat in the Mediterranean. Their message, especially to migrants from the Middle East and Africa, you will not make Europe home. They believe no one who gets to Germany by passing through another country should be allowed to stay.
So that would mean Germany would have no refugees then, because
Exactly.
Germany's not connected to any of those countries in the Middle East.
Exactly what we say. Yeah.
Anti
I have to respect that. He's straightforward. He's a straightforward guy. I respect that.
immigrant parties like Germany's AfD could win as many as a quarter of the seats in this week's elections for European Parliament.
That's a lot.
Among its slogans, Save the World. Let's start with Germany.
Before you invite someone over for dinner, you have to first make sure you have a full fridge.
And the guy who took that happy selfie with Angela Merkel, it made him the most recognizable refugee in Germany, which turned him into a target of the far right. Fake stories and doctored photos were
Damn.
posted linking him to terrorist attacks. For a time,
That's crazy. That's crazy too. Man, people need to chill, man. I don't know.
he
but
was afraid to be seen on the street.
لا also ich hatte schon mal Rassismus erlebt.
I have lived with racism and hatred. I know what it feels like.
He's a German citizen now with a good job, grateful for his new life, but well aware it would be much harder if he were arriving in Europe today.
I don't know what to say. It is kind of crazy, don't get me wrong. But when enough is enough, man. Like, if it's okay if you, I don't know, man. I would love to hear you guys' opinion. I don't know. I really don't know. I would love to hear the both sides, because it seems like immigration is a topic around the world. Around the world. But I would love to hear you guys' opinion of it from the Germans' perspective. The last video that we did about this, there was a lot of good conversation, and of course, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear more about it. I'll see you in the next one.